What's up, XRP family? Thank you guys for joining the video for today. Here we have Tapjets files amicus brief in Ripple favor, says XRP use as an alternative to fiat must be preserved. Now, a quick update on what happened in the SC lawsuit, right? So we all know that the judge actually granted permission to two companies to actually file an amicus brief to support Ripple in this case. Those two companies are Tapjets and the other one was iRemit. These two companies actually use XRP because the fiat system is not really working. And this is what Tapjets actually said about this case. Call to preserve XRP use as a fiat alternative. Tapjets noted in the brief that its interest in the case is to preserve the use of XRP as an alternative to fiat, especially when the traditional banking system fails to function effectively or goes out of service during the weekends. This is key, guys, to why XRP is going to be implemented as of November in Swift. And this is the reason, because in the weekends, banks don't work, right? They have problems with Nostro-Vostro accounts. It's not 24/7. It takes a long time, especially a company like Tapjets, who is actually selling private jets, and those are big sums of money. You know how much money they are saving by using XRP. It's crazy. The company said it started accepting XRP payments to navigate the complex process of booking private jet travel. Under the current system, Tapjet users can instantly book private jet travel via innovative solutions, cryptocurrencies. Tapjets describes the delay it takes the traditional banking system to process wire transfers during weekends and late hours on weekdays as the Friday night problem. Tapjets calls the Friday night problem because the limitations in fiat currencies and the banking system become most problematic when a traveler wishes to book weekend travel, such as on a Friday night. According to Tapjets, XRP and other cryptocurrencies preferred solutions to the so-called Friday night problem. XRP offered travelers the ability to pay for their air travel instantly, solving the Friday night problem, Tapjets said. And this is what it's all about, right? There's your use case, there's your utility right there. A global solution for all of the payments that are going on. And you have to understand that banks are threatened by this in the first place, right? Because think about JP Morgan, think about the big banks, right? Or like the central banks. How do they make money? They make money because of those like delay and that Nostro-Vostro whole process. It actually, that's how they make money. So this is a huge step for them to use XRP. Actually, they don't have an option anymore because the public just wants a better solution. So they have to. They cannot go around this anymore. And that is why this is all happening, guys. They're the clear winner in cross-border payments. Zoe Cruz, former co-president of Morgan Stanley, former member of Ripple board of directors. Let's take a look.
What else is out there? What do you think would be the sort of bet for a company like Ripple?
Well, look, I think they chose a space, the cross-border payment space, high volume, low value, not the Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs space. The one that addresses, it's a multi-trillion-dollar space, by the way. $200 adds to a lot of money.
Yeah.
But you're talking about 1.7 billion unbanked. 1.7 billion people don't even have a bank account, no matter how small the account is, and another 2 billion people underbanked.
Right.
So they chose a space that said, not only do you have people outside of the financial system, and XRP being used as the bridge currency, because it was designed for that, is a multi-trillion-dollar problem that if I solve it, I make a lot of money, I being Ripple, but also I make a difference. And frankly, the reason I am so excited to work with that company is they can change the world. So that's their mission. They're not going to, it's very expensive, by the way, to have railroad tracks that reinvent the way cross-border payments are being done. So they're lucky to have a balance sheet for such a worthy goal. Having said that, look, I used to be an options trader. Options are wonderful things to have, provided they're not too expensive. They understand that the ecosystem is being built, exchanges that are worthy of that word, as opposed to fly-by-night exchanges in the middle of nowhere. So they are putting some money in that optionality of, if that infrastructure gets built, it has two things. One is it legitimizes the space, and also you're making money on your investment. But I would say they're very smart in the way they're going about these options, but their main mission, where the money is being spent, is really laying down those railroad tracks that are very important. And no one, frankly, as I said, they can't pretend they occupy Bitcoin. They are store of value, just like Bitcoin is, obviously. But they're the clear winner currently in that cross-border, the clear winner. And that's why, as I said, though, I also say they could be the Netscape of the world, or they could continue to be Google from day one to where they are today.
Insane. They could be Google. That's what I mean, guys. Ripple is so much bigger than most of the people think and see right now. Because in terms of market cap, Ripple is relatively still small. But one day, guys, it's going to be so huge, because think about this. They are solving payments. Payments is the key to literally everything. And they're building the whole ecosystem. Everything is getting in place right now. So, and you can see, guys, the people that are talking about this know very much about the whole ecosystem. The SEC claim that XRP doesn't have a legitimate use case is blown out of the water by the amicus brief of Ironmid and Tapjets. Once Johnny Deaton submits his brief on behalf of XRP investors, I call it a slam dunk. Case proven, XRP a non-security, right? Over 57,000 people have voted their preferred method of payment, with XRP and LTC taking highest votes. Tapjets elected to implement both and invested in technology to support acceptance of these digital currencies. To Tapjets, the difference between LTC and XRP is reduced to the fact that if people wish to pay with XRP and there is a large community of XRP followers, this means potential for that community to pay for Tapjets services. As of this date of this affidavit, LTC runner-up is still available on exchanges, convert to fiat as digital currency. When Tapjets accepts XRP as payment, look at this, as a payment. So how can this be a security in the first place? Tapjets treats XRP as it does fiat currency. It is used to pay vendors. Like this file just blows everything out. The whole argument of XRP being a security. In today's episode of Blockstars, I sat down with Anthony Welfare, senior advisor at Ripple, who discussed different use cases and the current state of CBDCs. Very interesting talk, guys. You can go to David Schwartz, his Twitter, and actually see this. This is very interesting. I listened to it. They talk about many interesting things. I would recommend checking it out. Brief update on the Ripple vs SEC. I see some confusion, therefore I tweet. On September 29, Judge Torres overruled the SEC's objections to turning over the Hinman emails, but did not say when they must be turned over. Therefore, the deadline becomes when an appeal of the judge's ruling is due. The court is lenient like this because once the documents are handed over, it can't be undone. So the deadline is basically 60 days. Maybe longer if they move for reconsideration, which I doubt they do. If the SEC appeals to ruling, it will take a long time to figure out, months. I personally don't think the SEC will appeal because it risks adverse binding case authority by doing so. Bad facts is bad law, and these are bad facts. But others have different opinions on that. But keep in mind, what is in those emails is not relevant to the SEC 5 violation, whether XRP is a security. It's probably only really relevant to the fair notice defense. Also remember that only the SEC moved for summary judgment on the fair notice defense. Ripple did not. Therefore, I believe that Ripple will object to a ruling on the fair notice defense issue because discovery is not complete. It wins that objection. So even if the SEC appeals to email order, the Section 5 violation issue will continue forward and will be fully briefed by November 15. No matter what happens on the Hinman email issue, no matter what the delay, the main issue will move forward to judgment. If Ripple wins on Section 5 violation, The FND becomes moot if Ripple loses. It can still move for summary judgment. Insane, guys. Have you ever seen a judge ask someone in court 6 times to turn over documents and get away with this for this long? Not even close. This is completely 100% abnormal. This is a lawyer, guys, with tremendous experience. Jeremy Hogan. We know that. Look what he's saying. It's not normal for a judge to ask 6 times to hand over documents, right? It's not normal. What do you think they're doing? They're delaying. November, guys. November. It's happening, right? Ripple swell. Again, I'm showing you this again. I showed this yesterday in my video. I show it again. Don't forget, November, you want to be ready and strapped in. Building new financial rails. Token 2049. Singapore 2022. Let's take a look what they say.
Yeah, I pick up where Cynthia left off. We were in Manila last week with a big part of our team. And, you know, like every one of the companies in this room, our employees are mission driven. They care deeply about the business. And one of the things you can see when we're sitting there with a partner of ours, iRemit, who's the largest remittance payout provider in the market.
iRemit is a Ripple partner. They filed the amicus brief on support of them, right? We know that.
That's not a bank. The impact that is having, the ability to move money from a worker in the Saudi oil fields to the village in the Philippines and do that instantaneously, bring that cost down, not have that money go missing because chances are there's a COVID-related hospital bill or an education fee that's due. And so this notion of whether or not it's in the remittance form or small business loans or treasury functions, just moving this value around is key. And then going back to Mike's point, I think this regulatory comment is so huge for all of us. I mean, we all work in this industry where the regulatory relationships matter. And it's really incumbent upon us, just as it was in the early days of the ride-hailing business, to explain to regulators what this was all about, what this is going to change, and what it can do for you, the regulator, your country, and your citizens. And so I think all coming together around that and doing it in a way that's simple, that is uniform, and doesn't have us tripping over each other and having jurisdictional arbitrage in there, which does strange things to business models and to these markets we work in. So, you know, we can't spend enough time, and we'll take every regulator meeting that we can get. And thankfully, in this part of the world, the regulators want to talk to us, including here in Singapore, which is great, because that is the way the relationship should be. Two-way, helping each other get towards a goal of a jurisdiction that works.
Wow, guys. Listen what he said. See, he didn't call Ripple by name. He was talking about iRemit, but iRemit uses Ripple technology. And he says that it's life-changing, that they are moving value so fast. Now, this is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you very much. See you in the next one. Cheers.